Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you are listening to this, you are a member of the Great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beeve Man, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the Great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, here in the Beaver Den, with an ass so fine it'll make you want to violate the first commandment, the Padme to my Darth Vader, the evil Lynn to my Skeletor, a woman who's as stingy with her pussy as Scrooge McDuck is with $1, I give you the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
How art thou?
I'm fine.
So you are ending your time as Chubby Swan, leaning back towards Buff Swan. Is that correct?
I'm working on it.
Working on it. Okay. Yes, the guns from the JD. Also with us today, live from the Uniden, where he's craftily crafting his manifesto and screwing up every spell check known to man, is the Rons.
Hey, Beeve Man. Did I say that right, or do I have to spell check that intro?
It could be Babe Man.
I see we have the sound mixer going. Awesome. How's it going, Beeve Man?
It's going pretty well. Rons, how are you doing?
Psychotic, but we'll get over that part.
All right. Well, moving on. Coming to us from the biggest little city, or I'm sorry, the brownest little city, Fresno, California, the Dark Lord of Browntown, the monster with the microphone, the trailer park monster himself, JD Hutchins of the Slaptail Squad. Hello, JD.
Hello, Beeve Man. How are you guys?
I'm doing quite well. It's good to hear you. You know, I really want to thank you for logging right in at 5 o'clock and being ready to go with your microphone working.
You know how I do. That's so,
Ever,
no issues
forever.
whatsoever.
Forever the consummate professional. That is JD
That's
Hutchins.
right.
The Dark Lord of Browntown.
No one will ever know any different if you don't point it out, asshole.
He's really good at that.
Why wouldn't I point it out? That seems illogical. Seems like it's totally against my character.
JD, are you feeling demonized right now?
I am feeling quite demonized.
Yeah.
You should like that.
That's right. It goes right in line with the kind of week I've been having.
Oh, bud.
I might be in some legal trouble.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, nothing you can tell us online, I'm sure.
I can tell you. So earlier,
This is how we share. This is how
checking the
sharing is
dryer.
done. Oh,
And
and
I
your wife got
noticed,
stuck in the dryer? Your wife
no,
got
that's
stuck
a
in the dryer?
different. That's a different kind of podcast there, Beeve Man.
Oh, okay. Right.
But
Swan doesn't know
so,
that.
yeah,
Colin.
I'm checking the dryer, and apparently, after our trip, the kids had some money in their pocket. So now I might be wanted for money laundering.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I
Did you
deserve
keep
twice.
it? Because
Yes, absolutely. Finders keepers.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And how
Finder's
much
fee.
money laundering did you find?
A grand total of a whopping $17.
Ooh, that's not a bad haul.
It's not at all.
That is not a bad haul. I would not shy away from stealing $17 from my children.
So when our dryer broke and I took it apart to see if I could fix it, the entire bottom underneath of it, I found over like $4 in change that had gone down in there over the
I could
however
see
many
that.
years the dryer was there.
How'd
That's
that
the
go?
dryer gnomes.
How'd that go with you took it apart?
We realized that it would be a fire hazard to put it back together. So
Mm.
I'm glad that we took it apart. There was a whole bunch of singed, burned wires underneath there.
Ooh.
So at least the house didn't catch on fire, and we didn't pay somebody to come tell me it was broken.
I wasn't going to pay somebody to tell me it was
Well,
broken. I knew it was
We
broken.
figured that out ourselves and got a new one.
Hours later from taking it apart.
The good news is your heat was working.
Exactly.
So between
Roger.
JD,
That's what broke, though. It wouldn't get hot. It would still run, but it just wouldn't get.
The question is, what about your refrigerator?
It's running.
You
Want me to
better go catch
it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
knew that was coming. So between a Starbucks coffee find and a tip, wow. So
$17 on Starbucks coffee is what he's.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does that even buy you a cup of coffee at Starbucks?
1.5.
I mean, I spent over $8 on 2 regular coffees at Starbucks today. Not even foo-foo, just plain old coffee.
I'm so glad I don't like coffee.
I love coffee, but I can buy it at the grocery store and make it at home.
I did it for the social aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck social aspects of
And now you're stuck.
meeting people for coffee.
I'm going to write it off on my taxes. It was not working.
Yeah, did you keep a freaking
I
receipt?
did.
Yeah, and how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you don't even know how to upload the receipts.
I don't. I do too. I now
Oh.
know how to.
That's how I felt about drinking back in the day. I did it for the social aspect. And then I became an alcoholic with no friends. So that worked out real good.
That wasn't very so. That was the opposite of a social.
The
aspect.
So
anti-social.
Yes.
going around the table here, what type of coffee does everybody drink? I drink Death Wish.
Well, JD just said he doesn't drink coffee.
No coffee.
Okay.
I'll go to
Not
Dutch
even-
Bros, but it's for rebels, not coffee.
Is it Dutch bruh? Bruh.
Bruh. Dutch bruh.
Bruh.
You get like a hot chocolate.
No, that's my wife's game.
He gets a steamy milkshake.
I'm
He gets
They
a
have
glass-
these rebel drinks. They're like super hyped up energy drinks.
Oh, yeah, that's good for your
Those
heart.
are worse than coffee.
That's good for your heart that's already not working hard.
Tons of sugar,
Uh,
shot of energy,
yeah.
maybe
I'll do
double.
Diabetes and a heart
What
attack.
is a shot of energy?
Energy shots.
I'll bring you some in a bag.
Like a Red
No,
Bull
last time you
or
brought something in the
something.
back, it was kind of fucking sketchy.
It's probably like B12 or some shit.
Taurine, guanine, shramine.
Bull piss.
Basically.
Ew.
It works.
I think it's interesting that Swan that you say that you're going to do something, but your definition of writing something off of your taxes is just making a pile of shit for me to do on my desk.
Yeah.
That's not you doing anything.
That is me making a pile of work and delegating it to you.
Not delegating it, you're just dumping it on my desk.
Same thing.
That's not the same
Oh,
thing.
we're talking about a metaphorical pile of shit.
Yes, a
Right.
metaphorical
Yes.
pile of shit.
I was gonna say, B-man, some guys would pay a lot of money to have their girl shit on their desk.
Well, I am not one of those guys.
Run a webcam, OnlyFans. There you go.
No.
Which
anyway.
is surprising considering your start, with the food truck endeavor.
Mm.
I thought you would be more into that.
I like to wrap it.
Like a burrito.
I did make a decision that we will not be talking about feces this entire podcast. I want to
Too late.
throw that out there. From this point on, there will be no more poodoo talk.
Okay, so we're making a pact now.
We're making a pack now. We're gonna pack
So-
it.
We're gonna talk shit, just not that kind.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
No
I did
impact to
wanna-
bowel
Wait, back-
conversations.
Back to Ron's question. If calories didn't matter, I would drink all the foo-foo, frappuccino, tasty, lovely coffee drinks ever. But those are expensive and they're like 700 or more calories a piece. So now my coffee is
Can't you get like a
black.
diet version of it?
No.
It's still like
there's
300
still like
calories.
a lot of calories, yeah. So now my coffee is like our friend Jumanji.
light brown.
Gold and black. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say your coffee's gay. Coffee's gay.
Now, do you get
Coffee's
flavored
gay.
coffee at least to compensate for the lack of sugar and cream?
No, I don't really like the flavored coffees that much because they always taste like medicinal or something. They taste fake. There's not very many that I like that have a flavor.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So what Ron asked, so I was just giving
did.
him. So
I did.
he drinks Death Wish coffee
I
with
do.
more cream than coffee, and more
Less cream
definitely
than
more
coffee.
and more sugar, about 8 teaspoons of sugar for sure. I've seen you
Oh,
mix your
bag 'em.
coffee. Yeah. So,
I don't drink that much sugar in it. Just half a pound in it.
Right.
That's just a little.
yeah, just a little.
Someone's got to keep going.
I think I don't like coffee because I have PTSD.
From coffee?
Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad drank like straight black coffee. He
Uh-huh.
would just roast it in the pot and like no frou-frou, no frills. And tried it one time and haven't liked it since.
Mm.
Coffee can be an acquired taste.
Did your dad
was,
have a percolator?
It was like an old Mr. Coffee.
I miss the percolators.
There is a percolator at my grandma's house.
Yeah, it works.
Brand new one. It's brand new. So if you want,
brand new from 1970.
yeah,
It's
but
still in the box from
probably,
1970.
yeah, yep.
Dude, we gotta get that.
Oh, you want it?
Percolators are
I
the
will totally
best.
message my aunt. She was trying to like get rid of it. I will tell her I want it.
Don't let her
Okay.
get rid of it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell her we
Message her
want
right
the percolator.
now.
I'm gonna message her right now.
Right now, your Uncle
You
Roger's
just gave
gonna
the
want
Bee
it.
Man an orgasm.
Oh man, percolators are the best. JD, do you know what a percolator is?
I do, yes.
Did your family have? Your family didn't have a percolator?
No, we were white trash, sir.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
If you white trash can have a percolator.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that. They're old. My grandparents had one. They were not rich. My grandparents. Will you shut the
sorry.
fuck up, Swan?
Sorry.
I'm trying to fucking talk.
I want to interrupt so bad.
Oh,
Go ahead.
God.
Go ahead.
No, I
Jamie,
don't want to
do
now.
not be
I don't want to
afraid.
interrupt. I don't want to interrupt anymore. I'm going to be quiet over here.
Did you
Go
guys
ahead.
look at JD's face when the two
yes,
parents
he was
were
like-
fighting? He was like, "Oh, mom and dad are fighting."
Yeah, I don't like it when mom and dad fight.
Why? Because your mom is dead. That would make no sense.
Aww.
Oh, jeez.
Right there,
Oh,
you're cutting him
God.
deep off the bat.
That is
Yeah.
weird. Did your dad go argue with your mom?
I don't know what he does. He's out of state now, so
So you're saying he does not go to visit your mom and argue with her?
no.
That would be kind of
Unless
funny.
he's got a Ouija board. I don't know.
Anyway, if I may, Swan,
You can.
percolators are dope because they do make that noise. Do you remember the old like the coffee commercials? It was like do 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 do, and the percolator's going. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's why I liked them.
Just like
my
that.
grandma and
Yes,
grandpa
I
had
remember
one.
that.
So it's,
My
you nailed
grandparents
it.
had one. It was so
Oh,
cool.
he nailed it right on the bat. That was just
Nope.
odd.
Note for note.
Thank you.
Perfect.
I try.
See, now that we stifled my interrupting, I totally forgot what I was going to talk about.
It was not important.
was
I'm sure.
important. It was
probably
very
had
important.
nothing to do with a
No,
percolator.
It did, but now I don't remember.
Oh darn!
Yeah.
She was
Moving
gonna
on.
say, back in Detroit, I used to have a percolator.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Well,
what
then, what
happened?
do you think was even the point of what you were going to say to interrupt?
I don't even remember. Something about JD's family being white trash. But
Why are
I
you
don't-
calling GD's family white trash?
I didn't.
Just
He
out of
did.
nowhere.
He
She
did.
drops an elbow off
He
the top
said
rope.
We were white trash. So
Low hanging fruit.
it was probably
Jeez,
something.
Mom.
I mean, my parents were white trash too, but they always could afford their beer and cigarettes.
Does that make you first
That's
generation?
facts.
Second
I think
generation?
my dad was 2 packs of Marlboro a day kind of smoker.
My dad smokes Cool 100s and drank.
Yeah, that's a nice white
Budweiser.
Your
trash.
dad ain't smoking shit right now.
I mean, he probably not.
Well, they don't let him smoke.
I mean, he's probably sneaking it.
Mm.
Mhm.
Unless he's smoking pole.
What
He's-
is that?
he's
Swanz,
in-
What are you doing?
He's in the nursing home doing his what
Swan's
else.
popping out and popping back
He
in.
might be smoking.
He's doing
Might be
something.
sneaking him.
They might like take him outside for that. I don't, he says he gave up smoking and drinking. Whatever. A little bit too late.
Yeah, I know one thing he didn't give up smoking. Hi-yo!
No.
Exactly. I got a question for you, Swan. I have a question for everybody.
Uh-huh.
What is your top pick if you got to be a competitive eater? Because Swan talks about this all the time. 3 foods that you would pick for your top.
Hmm.
Think about it. What would you go with?
So am it competitive eating racing against other people to see how much I could eat, or just because I want to eat all of the things?
Holy fuck! Is it a competition if you're doing it by yourself, Swan?
Yes, but some things you can't.
Okay, this is
like,
Well, you
let's
could have some
competitively
goals.
eat ice cream.
me, myself, and I.
I mean,
and
I'm pretty
go.
sure I wouldn't pick them because I like them, but I'm pretty sure I could throw down a lot of fucking hot dogs. So I'm not gonna pick that as like something
The
tasty. I
question
want
I
to eat.
asked you
I
was,
know.
why
what
are
you're
you
saying.
reading into the fucking
'Cause
question? I
that's
literally
what I
asked
do.
you.
Okay,
what is
come-
your top
okay, then
3
come back to
that
me.
you would pick?
Come back to me. All
You
right.
don't even have to say
JD,
all 3 right now. Just pick.
Let's start with Ron's.
Okay.
Start with Ron's. Start with Ron's.
Yeah.
Let's
Go.
start
No,
with.
I'm starting
let's-
with
let me
Ron's.
calm
because-
down.
Wait,
I'm
shut
talking.
up! I'm starting with Ron's because if we all go first, he's gonna be like, "Yep, I want hot dogs," because that's what he does. He picks the same thing that we all pick. So Ron's is first, and go.
Let's gonna go with M&M's. I like M&M's a lot.
JoJo peanut M&Ms.
No.
No.
And I like how you referred way back to that.
What kind of M&Ms?
That's a good question because they've got this new one out that I really do like.
Well, it is a good question. That's why I asked, because that
You sound like me, but I look a lot better. I would say caramel coffee brew M&Ms. I can't say
caramel coffee brew M&Ms. The most niche M&M eating contest ever.
There you go.
All right. The way that one's got one for Ron's, he would eat some fucking foreign type of M&M. All right, great. GD?
So, if I'm choosing a food based off of purely what I like, I would say a pie eating contest.
That was mine. I was going to say
But if
Shut
we're
up,
going
Swan.
for speed,
JD, you're reading into it. Now you're swanning it up. Why you got to swan it up?
I'm just saying. I think
What kind of pie?
hot dogs are the optimal competitive food.
Of pie would be your choice.
What
My
kind of
first
pie?
instinct is to say poontang pie.
There you go. I thought someone was going to say hair pie.
I think that's more of a qualitative measure. We're looking for quantitative.
But if that's a competitive eating contest, that's a very niche audience. So I'm going to have to say either apple or cherry, some American staple.
That sounds delicious.
Pumpkin might be too rich. Cream pies, you're definitely not getting through too many of those.
Oh, I feel like cream pie would be easy. Like
coconut cream.
Coconut, you could just shovel that, or like a chocolate cream pie, you could just shovel
That's
that
true.
down real quick, and you don't even have to chew. You can just swallow.
What was Homeboy eating at the pie competition in Stand By Me?
Blueberry?
Was it blueberry?
I think so.
Farfarama.
They had the Ipecac and he just sprayed it everywhere.
That was delicious. I love blueberry pie. Oh, now let me ask you this question: is it going to be a cherry crumble or an apple crumble, or are you just going straight cherry pie, straight apple pie with just the?
I think you got to go straight,
crust?
right, for an eating contest.
Depends, I guess.
If you get the crumble or
if you get the crumble,
the lattice,
you start coughing.
It's gonna complicate
Inhale a
things.
crumb.
Yeah, I agree.
So JD and I want you on my team, JD, since we think alike. Hot dogs going down easy, quick. You don't have to chew too much. But yeah, pie was my.
It's not the
first
straightest
choice.
looking thing in the world, but I feel like I could eliminate some glizzies.
So
do the old Joey
It's
Chestnut
my
trick
turn,
where he
Swan.
dips
Oh,
it
I'm
in
sorry.
water.
It's your turn.
Swan, it's my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
Jeez.
Sorry.
I think that I am going to go with, this is very sad for me because I have such bad heartburn with no matter what I eat. But if I had to go with something, I would go with a chili. I would go with chili. I feel like I could beat a ton of people in a chili eating contest. I would just
You're
shovel
just like-
it in. Just
Meatless
straight
chili or
bowl
just
of
a
chili?
chili?
what?
Meatless.
A meatless chili or
Fuck
a chili?
no. No meatless chili. Hell no.
If it's meatless, it's not chili.
It's just bean soup.
If I had no, if it would especially be really cool if there was no possibility whatsoever I'd have heartburn. Oh my God. I would just be like the bucket of chili.
Where do you guys lie on the great chili debate? Beans, no beans.
Beans?
Beans.
Beans.
But more meat than beans.
I
Or
really
chili.
don't have a preference. I really like good chili. If it's got beans, it's good. But if it's got no beans, then it's really good. Once again, it's got to be good.
Like more flavor than. Okay.
Yeah, more flavor than anything.
My chili is so good, JD.
This chili is
so
pretty
good that after a
So-
couple days, you have to go get hot dogs to pour over the top of my chili over the top of the hot dogs.
All right, B-Man, do you have a secret recipe?
Yeah, and that's why you never know it because it's secret.
Yeah, no shit. Wow, look who went to school
Took
for
me-
that answer.
Took me years to perfect my chili.
Wow. So, yeah.
It's actually, it
Ancient
even has a
Chinese
name. It's called Summer's Meaty Chili because Summer just wanted her chili meatier and meatier, so it's quite good.
It is pretty good.
Spoon just stands in it. Squonk.
So put that on your list, JD, when you come up to Michigan. Chili
Oh, I'm down.
and chili cheese dogs the next
I could-
couple days later.
Fuck up some chili.
That's my number one pick.
Okay.
All right, now Swan.
A good meaty chili.
So my first pick, if I had to pick for what I want to eat, would be pie. like JD said, like a
I'm
cream
so
pie.
confused. What was your original answer?
My original answer was hot dogs because it's most practical to
Okay,
be
so
able
now
to
you've done
shove
your
down.
two. We're moving on.
Wait. But I
Nope,
want to do my next one.
No, because
For all
it was
practicality.
three.
No,
Three
I have one more, and
yeah, you
where's
should
my
be on
one
two,
more? I'm on-
because you should be on
but
two.
now I
But
want
now
to.
that you've said your two, we're moving on.
No,
to
my
somebody
first
else.
one was like JD's pie.
No, you said your
So-
first one was hot dogs.
Okay, but
So now, and then you now
okay,
just
but
said
I'm
it's
just gonna throw it
pie.
out there because
Nope,
it was gonna
nope,
be practical.
nope.
It's gonna be
Nope.
don't mute.
You know, if you shout in the house, it'll echo it up.
Don't be an asshole.
Alrighty.
It's gonna be watermelon.
So now
I
you've
got it.
had three. It's
Yeah,
watermelon.
It's watermelon because you can like throw down a lot of that and not get full
Uh-huh.
and fast.
I think part of it too, though, is like, how are they preparing it? How are they preparing this watermelon?
Slices.
So they're doing slices with the rind.
Like triangle slices, and you just got a chunk. Yep.
Okay.
No seeds.
Incidentally, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you take a bunch of watermelon and throw it in the blender and drink it. It's quite delicious. Liquefied watermelon. Because you know it's mostly water, hence the name.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Melon.
Oh, so good, so delicious, so refreshing. Anyway,
know
now
if,
that Swan has ruined it and done her three already.
I know if you do the same thing with like cucumbers, because it has electrolytes in it, it's almost like making your own like Gatorade or energy type drink.
Really? I've never heard of that.
More infinitely healthy for you.
That seems like a lot of cucumbers.
No, not really.
You skin them. Skin them.
Or
You
just
don't
one
have
of those
to.
Big English,
Beefy.
you know, soccer
Meaty.
mom's friend cucumbers from the supermarket.
How those zucchini?
Now,
Oh.
do you make your own pickles?
We have, yes.
Okay. Moving on. I believe you were next, Ron's. Number two.
I would say pickles.
A pickle eating contest.
Yeah.
I mean
I
that.
think that's pretty common.
That would be
I think that's one of the common ones, isn't it? For eating contests.
probably. I
We
could-
talking sweet or dill?
Yeah, what are we talking here?
I like sweet.
Ugh.
Oh,
I like
But-
dill. God, you're an old
One
man.
fucking answer no one likes.
Old people like sweet pickles.
Oh my
However,
god, that just sounds
Little
terrible.
Powder Donut has made a batch of...
his guts out.
There we go.
Okay.
So Little Powder Donut has actually made dill pickles, and I kind of like them. I'm not a big dill pickle fan, but the way she made them was fucking great. And she's on her second batch again, so
Well, I'm pretty sure
I do
that
like
she
'em.
won't be making all the pickles for a pickle eating contest.
don't get
No,
me
that's
wrong.
right.
I'll partake in a sweet pickle every now and then, but eating mass amounts for a contest, nah.
What was those? My grandma used to make these pickles. They were sweet, but she would chop them up, and I think she called them bread and butter pickles.
Yeah.
Is that what they
Bread
call
and
them?
butter
Yep.
pickles, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now that's okay on a sandwich because she would make little cucumber sandwiches with them. That's not bad. But no, not in mass quantities. Definitely couldn't do it. Now let me ask you this question, Ron's.
Yes.
What size pickles are we talking about? Are we talking about the little tiny dill pickles or the big dill pickles that you have to like munch on? I mean, in other words, are you going to get a big bowl of the little pickles, not the
Like
chips,
baby gherkins.
baby gherkins, or are we talking like big
Are we
bowl of
talking
the
beef
big
man
pickles?
gherkins? Or are we talking Cateo sized
Cateo.
dills?
That's a great question. I would say if they're sweet pickles, small gherkins.
Nobody wants the sweet pickles. I mean, you can do whatever
Well,
you
no
want.
one does.
Nobody,
I
you
get
can do
that.
whatever you want. Yeah.
I would say,
So your
whatever
preference
contest
is-
allows.
Well, no, we're asking you. You're setting the rules. What is it going to be? So it's sweet
medium
pickles.
then. Yeah, medium.
size.
Large.
I want my pickles just right.
not too small.
Well, on these eating contests, these guys who go out there, they don't get to set the rules.
Yeah, but this is Fantasyland.
This is your pickle eating contest. You can have whatever kind of pickle you want.
In Fantasyland, Ron's is like, well, I don't set the rules.
Hey, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't.
I know why he doesn't want the big dills. He's
Why
afraid-
is that?
He's
B-Man?
afraid he's going to get preoccupied and just be like, and not eat it at all.
You're like, she should
No, he doesn't
His
gag.
tonsils.
He doesn't gag. Years of practice.
Hey, Ron's,
Yes.
what's the best pickle to pair with canoe fluke sauce?
Oh, that's great. But there are no pickles that go great with it.
I beg to differ.
I think-
Chopped dill.
A spicy pickle.
I thought Germans put pickles on everything.
They do. They eat
That's
pickles.
the Dutch.
Oh, is it Dutch?
Yeah, knooflook sauce is a Dutch garlic sauce.
It's all Europe. It's all the
Yeah,
size.
it is.
It's all
It's
the
all
size of
Europe.
Texas. Less than
They're
the
all
size of Texas.
Germanic.
Yep, it's true. Right then, we are moving on to JD's second pick, JD. And I swear to God, if you say the same thing Swan said, well, I mean, yeah, I guess you can.
Well, I'm not going to say the same thing Swan said.
I'm gonna go with bratwurst.
That's kind of like a hot dog. It'd be hard to like chew a bratwurst to get like that. There's a skin on that. That'd be
Wait,
like,
what if they de-skinned it for you?
Are you saying she would peel back the skin and just throw it down?
Is that how you think that sex works, Ron? You think people peel off the
No.
skin of your penis
No.
to suck it?
I'm glad you know how that's done.
That is not
But
done
that's-
that way. I'm sorry. No one is peeling skin off of a penis to suck it.
There you go.
He's like, I'm sorry, yeah, all that's done. I'm like, no, it is not done that way.
like with a
Watch out when Ron pulls out the potato peeler.
Yeah, exactly.
with
It's
a
like-
potato peeler.
Ready for oral? Anyway.
But, for my second pick, I would just say my favorite food, which is pizza.
Thin crust, thick crust.
I'm not a thin crust guy, but
Yeah, but
for
you don't wanna
competitive eating,
For competitive eating, you probably want to go thin crust.
yeah.
I mean, if it's too crispy, then that's a problem too.
The first issue you're going to have, if you start the contest too early, everyone's just going to scorch the top of their mouths with molten lava because pizza's hot as hell.
That is true.
Well, JD, this is your fantasy, so if they had the perfect temperature of the pizza, I'm sure it'd be fine.
Yeah. It's not the easiest thing to, like, scarf down either.
I feel like if you had a thin crust, for me personally, if I had a thin crust meat lovers pizza, oh yeah. Ooh, I could eat a lot of that.
See, the thing with a thin crust, you could, like, fold it taco style and just throat goat that thing.
Would you dip it in the water before?
Oh, I hate how they ruin
I
it
think
like
you
that.
would have to.
You'd probably
No,
have
but I
to.
feel like they ruin it. I'm like, that ruins it. Ugh.
That's how you get
I'm
it
sure
down.
it doesn't taste great, but
You don't
it provides
taste it
great
if you go
lubrication.
that fast. Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
going that fast, you don't taste it.
I'm the guy in the eating contest, in the competitive eating contest, who's enjoying it. I'm like, oh, it's so
Like,
good. Everybody else is going really fast, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is nice stuff here.
I could see
get a-
Beef Man over there with his folded pizza and his bottle of Swiss Navy.
Yeah. It's making it go down. All right. Let's see. What is my mine would be tacos.
Tacos would be a good choice too.
We talking
I-
street tacos?
Yes, and I'm not talking hard shell either. I'm talking corn tortilla, corn tacos.
Nice, greasy, soppy. Just
Would need the lubrication then.
Yeah, that would be delicious.
are you doing hot sauce?
I'm doing flavorful sauce, so I'd probably go with like a Verde type, just for flavor.
So you're gonna have a rough day the next day after.
Yeah, but I can't have. I don't do good with hot sauce. Even in my fantasy, I'm still fucking it up. In my fantasy, I'm still like eating a bunch of Tums.
Right.
But no,
So
if I can
these-
throw down, oh yeah, throw down
On these street tacos, as you're scarfing them down, what's on them?
meat.
You got cheese.
You going chicken? You going?
Oh, I'm going either
Steak?
asada or I'm going the ground beast. I'd probably go with ground beef, but I like mine with a little bit of chopped potatoes in them.
I've never heard that before.
You don't have the real Mexican hookup.
Yeah,
I feel like that would
cilantro.
slow you down too.
It's
Oh,
tiny.
it's very
it's
finely chopped,
fine.
and then it just sucks up the grease, and they get super soft.
That's
It's delicious.
like tiny, like the kind of potatoes that are in canned corned beef hash size. Little
nice little
tiny.
diced
Yeah.
Mhm.
squares,
Yeah.
Super
cubes.
delicious. Super delicious.
Diced in cubes, squared.
Soaks up the grease well, all the flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Real ground beef, 99% fat, or what do they call it? Whole ground beef.
70%
Yeah,
or
whatever.
70-30 or whatever, where it's
Sure,
all like
sure.
greasy in the pan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wonder how different our street tacos are from your guys's.
Well, not all street tacos are good.
That's true.
I've had shitty food in California. I've had shitty Mexican food in California.
You guys do cilantro,
I do not.
He doesn't, but street tacos here are cilantro and onion, yeah.
onion, cabbage.
I love cabbage
Cabbage?
on mine.
Cabbage on
I love
tacos is
cabbage on
very
mine.
good.
The nicely
Yeah.
fined chopped.
You guys are really opening up my mind. I've never thought about cabbage or potatoes on tacos.
That's because you're white. Super white.
You know what would be really good is like pickled cabbage. Oh, that would be good.
The red kind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that.
I assume you're doing double tortilla.
Yes. Yep.
Mm.
Double corn
Got it.
tortilla. Yep. Greasy corn tortilla, not dry. It has to have been marinated a bit in some Earl or some butter.
Some asada, some savoya.
Yeah.
Mm,
So no onions. No onions for me. No onions, no cilantro.
Not an onion guy.
You can hide them in the meat if you like shred
No, I
it.
can't.
I
Not
do.
They have to be cooked. Not.
Uh-huh.
He's
Yeah.
talking about where they put them on
I know,
top.
on the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about going
onions
back
and
to your
cilantro.
chili? Are you an onion guy in your chili?
Oh, there's onions in my chili. Yeah, but that's cooked
Yeah.
down. But I don't
Yeah.
sprinkle. I don't put more onions on top.
You don't put raw onions on top.
No, that's what I just said. I do not put raw
He
onions on
doesn't
top.
like raw onions.
So you
on
don't put raw
anything.
onions on top.
No, I still don't. Swan,
Yeah, you don't put raw onions.
I do
on
not.
The top.
I do not
No.
put raw onions on the top of my.
No,
You,
I thought I was being nice one time. Went to the taco truck, got him tacos, came, and I literally ordered it the way he likes it. I didn't look because it was all wrapped up in foil and everything. He opens up, he goes, "I'm not fucking eating this. There's onions all over it." I was like,
Now, let's not act like I was yelling at you.
I know you weren't yelling at me. I mean, but I was kind of pissed that I made a special trip so it would be hot when he got off
And I was
work or wherever it
appreciative.
was. And yeah.
I was at the dojo.
Oh, yeah. You were probably, yeah. Because
And I was excited. I was excited because she told me.
See,
Yep.
Well, actually,
I'm-
Baby Swan told me. She's like,
the
she
more
said she
onions, the
would
better for me.
eat. Some people really like them. I can't. I just can't.
it's a
I
texture
just
thing.
can't. Oh, no, can't do it.
We take
All
our
right.
tacos very seriously where I'm from. So
There's
the
some pretty good
taco
taco
hat.
trucks. We went to a really good one in Detroit. Man, I wish I could shout them out. Baby Swan took a picture of them, but they were really good. I mean, I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, this was totally worth the drive to. What Swan said was the ghetto. It was not.
Mm.
But yeah, it was really good. Oh, we're having a taco truck for Baby Swan's graduation.
yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah, we are. I'm super excited about that.
Tacos are the only thing that makes me still want to drink beer.
Tacos make
Other
me
than
want
that-
Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi,
Mm-hmm.
specifically diet.
Yep.
Is that just a palate thing?
Yeah. I don't know. Because it's Diet Pepsi's super sweet and like the bubbles. And yeah.
I think that if I had my pick of drinks to have available every time I was going to have a taco, I think I would go with Squirt.
Mm.
See, I like squirt, but in a completely different context.
You like for when there's a bunch of men around you and they squirt all over you?
Not necessarily men, but I've never tried that, so I can't say no.
I can't say that I wouldn't like it. Yeah, I think Squirt would be good. I don't drink Squirt very often. I rarely ever see it anywhere, but if I could get an ice cold Squirt with a ton of tacos, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hell
Lemon
yeah.
lime-ness.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be good because lime goes well with.
Well, I guess
tacos.
that's squirt is technically grapefruit, right?
Isn't it?
The ruby red
Maybe?
one is grapefruit.
Oh,
think
that
it's-
one's good too. Oh, Ruby Red Squirt. That one's pretty tasty. Put
There you
some
go.
rum in that. Oh yeah.
JD doesn't stop encouraging drinking.
Okay.
I'm good.
He's not all of a
Can't be
sudden
in-
gonna. Well, since Ron is gone, here's a good question for JD before we get on to the rest of our. Because I have one left. Ron's has one left, right?
Yeah.
JD has one left. Swan gets no more turns. She gets a bye. We can let her answer one more. That's fine. JD, you've never seen stand up, is what you said. Is that true?
Never live, no.
Never seen live stand up.
Nope.
And don't they do live stand up in Fresno somewhere?
All the time.
You should produce a show in Fresno
That would be cool.
under the banner of Slaptail Nation.
That would be
be
pretty dope.
Then we could say, yeah, check it out. We're in Fresno.
Mm.
Right. I already have a couple people in mind, like, as soon as you said that, the wheels started turning.
So
I mean,
you-
because we just produce it. Ooh, I could fly out there for it too.
Yeah. And you just need a venue that has sound equipment. So you don't have to worry about sound equipment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they have like little
Yeah.
comedy spots. You just have to make sure you don't step on anybody's toes and make sure it's cool.
Right. that would be the thing here, would be like the territorial aspect of how promotions work out here in Fresno.
Yeah, I mean, you just ask around, say, hey,
Right.
I got some people that we want to do a show for your benefit, just for you. That'd be kind
We
of fun.
could probably get Burial 13 to come out for that too.
That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, just kick it around a little bit in your dome there. See if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, that'd be.
All right, moving on to the next. It's JD's pick again. Since go ahead, Swan. You can pick one more time.
It would not be for me at all, but it would be for you more than, because you said you like flavor. I'm gonna pick pudding. Like, just scoop it in.
I would not want to do pudding for a contest. You got to have some sort of texture change. I feel like.
What if they provide you with like wafers?
Yeah, if you did
Like
the
banana.
vanilla pudding with a whipped cream on it with vanilla wafers, I would do that.
Like
for
banana
sure.
pudding. I could eat like a
It's
whole.
got to be made by Chinese people though.
Mhm.
Just scoop that thing and
Well, let me rephrase
shovel
that.
it.
It's got to come from a Chinese restaurant, but it was probably made by Mexicans in the back.
It was probably made in a can by Costco, and they just poured it into that container and put
Not the wafers, homie.
and then just put the generic vanilla wafers in there, and then the whipped cream from a bag on the top. But that's what makes it tasty.
Those were boxed up in a factory from child labor.
Probably.
Oh, we forgot that JD is the proponent for child labor. And he is the godfather of Thin Mints.
He is.
Kids to work.
That's exactly.
How many boxes does those kids sell?
How many boxes did you guys sell?
Each 200.
That's
200?
pretty dang
Yeah.
good. Nice job.
Little criminals. How come they don't put enough cookies in those boxes anymore? There's like nothing in those boxes anymore. All right, JD, what is your next pick?
You said tacos. I think that would have been my next.
Yeah, tacos
Now
are
I got to
good.
reformulate here.
Makes me want tacos for dinner, but I don't have that many calories left today. So
You can have a taco salad. There's
that's true.
leftover taco meat
same.
and all the things to make salad.
Not the same.
I'll make it really nice. For you.
Anyway, not the same.
It'll be pretty.
I said
You pretend
Oh, I
like it's
got it.
tacos.
They already do this as a legit eating contest, but chicken wings.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Chicken wings. That is a excellent choice. What kind of chicken wings are you going with?
Buffalo.
Buffalo? And are you going with hot, mild, or spicy?
I feel like you got to go mild for a contest.
Yeah. Especially since it's cumulative. Even if you eat like 12 mild, it starts to get hot.
Right.
Are you going with drummies or flats? Or a mixture of both?
You got to mix them both in.
Mix it up?
Make it
Mix it up a little
interesting.
bit? And are you going with some sort of a dip?
Huh.
So you can shove it down your gullet easier?
Maybe like something neutral, like a ranch or a blue cheese.
Yeah. That helps
Something
with the,
cooling.
Yeah, that helps with the heat. You're just like swallowing. You're just like, pouring it over your tongue.
So I had somebody tell me they dip their chicken wings in Greek yogurt, like the plain Greek yogurt.
Fuck that.
Because it's like sour cream but like easy. Like, I don't know.
Who is this communist?
More than one person.
Well, they're wrong.
I
and
mean, I prefer fat
I will
yellow
never
ketchup
speak with them.
too.
I shall
I
never speak to
prefer
them.
ranch as well.
You never tell me who this person
I'm
is.
not gonna
If-
tell you
if
who
it's
it
somebody
is.
I know, because I will tell them to go ahead and fuck right on off,
All the way off.
all the way off.
We know it's not Gigi because she would dip hers in hummus.
Hummus. Yeah.
Yeah, hummus.
What if
That's a
you
good pick, JD.
if you are eating wings just for fun, which ones are your favorites? The drummies or the flats? Like if you could just have a plate of the ones you like the best.
I feel like the drums just have more content,
That's my favorite too. Yeah.
and I feel weird like tonguing that gap between
Oh, I
the
love
cartilage of a wing.
I got my technique down, man. I remove all that meat out. I stick the whole thing in my mouth, and then I pull all of it off of it, and then I snap its little freaking wing, and I eat the rest of it, and I throw it down like a barbarian.
Did you know there's a proper way to eat wings?
Yeah, I just
That's
told
the
you. I just told you
airborne
my
way.
way to do it.
Your way is the proper way and the
I didn't
only
say
way.
it's the proper way. I just said that's how I do it. That's how it's done. How I do it.
I never knew that.
You never knew what.
There was a proper way. What's the proper way? With a knife and fork?
No,
Losers.
he's not entirely wrong. You snap the cartilage, you kind of elongate it and just rip the meat out.
I mean, that makes the most sense, right?
I guess.
Usually I take the drummies and he takes the flat ones. Works out well.
No, it doesn't.
Why?
because you're still getting the chicken wings.
So
You should have seen her try to touch my chicken wings.
Chicken wings?
And I did not have any intention of sharing.
I feel like I said, "Can I have a couple?" And you said yes. And
Sure.
I
I
had two.
believe what I said was, "Rah." That's what I believe I said. It was like, how many wings was that? 20?
I don't know, like 18 or 20, something ridiculous, and he ate them all except for two.
Bow deep.
He did, yeah, like two hands in there, like prison style, guarding the plate.
It's not prison style.
What was it?
It's animal. I'm a fucking animal when it comes to chicken wings.
This is
Ah.
inner carnivore
Yeah.
showing itself.
So, Ron's, what's your next
Yes.
competitive eating food?
Ice cream.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that would be
that would
tough.
be so hard. You're gonna get like
That
a
would be
headache.
tough. Now, what kind of ice cream, though?
And not everybody's going to agree with it, but I really like a good mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
Oh.
Dude, that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
All right, JD, why don't you like that?
I'm not a mint person in any form.
Did you have a bad peppermint schnapps experience?
either that or it's
That's why
medicine.
I don't like
Either that
it.
or he had a bad Mylanta experience.
Nah, I've just
Hmm.
never liked mint.
All right.
So
Peppermint I can do.
do you
like
use mint
regular mint.
toothpaste?
Yeah, occasionally.
Stop trying to dive into the psyche, Swan.
I'm just saying.
All right, so mint chocolate chip. Are we talking chunky mint chocolate chip or just flavored mint chocolate chip?
If it's competitive eating, it'd have to be flavored because chunky would just slow you down.
I can enjoy it that much though if it's just flavored. Blech. I want
You
the
could
chip-
have
I
a
want
couple
the chip.
chews
I
and
want
then
the-
swallow
I want
it.
the cookies in there.
Even with
All right, so here's the question next. And this is the perfect world here, not Swan, Ron's. Is it
Yes.
soft serve or regular ice cream?
Soft serve.
It's like McDonald's used to make soft serve green ice cream when we were kids. Like around
Shamrock
some-
shakes, too.
Yeah, I mean, they had Shamrock Shakes, but wasn't there a period of time when they did like soft serve green ice cream? I feel like there was.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Not anymore.
Probably just made that up
Ice
in my
cream
head.
machine's broken
Yeah, it's always
Always.
broken. That and the frappe machine, also always broken.
every fucking time.
All right, I've got my number 3. It's me, right?
It's you.
I'm going to go with, since JD took chicken wings, I'm going with old school Oreo cookies.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I could throw down a lot of Oreos.
I'd hate to be the guy counting those.
I feel like you could
So
just
the
get a whole
competition.
package and then you just count how many are left in the package at the end.
I feel like that has to be more regulated than that. What if there's any stray packaging? What if you got one more than somebody else, or they got one less?
I don't think
If
that
you're
that
like
happens.
me and like eat an entire sleeve just lounging around the house,
So
I feel
good.
like a competition.
So good.
I do admire you, B. Yeah, I do admire you, B man, for saying old school. Because when we were growing up, that's all there was, old school Oreos. But there are so many damn flavors now, and double stuff, triple stuff. It's a diabetic nightmare.
Well, double stuff was the first new one, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, and even that, I'm a bigger fan of the old one than I am of the double stuff. And the only thing that's different is there's extra spooge in the middle. I like the regular one.
Spooge.
Minimal amount of spooge in your
I
cookie.
don't know. When you say double stuffed, I just start missing Tremonde.
Yeah. One in the front, one in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to mix it up and I'm going to make it much, much worse. Now, if you had to be, now this is not in your perfect world. This is in our perfect world. We get to pick. Think of something that would be a competitive eating that you think the other person would not want to eat competitive wise.
Got it already.
But-
oh, got it already.
but
Who
you-
are you picking, Ron?
But you would be okay eating it yourself, or just you
didn't say
don't?
that.
Okay, well, I just
Throw
I didn't
that
say
in
that.
there.
I didn't say
Well,
that.
okay, I
That
was
is
just
not what
making-
I said.
okay. So all right, go
No,
ahead.
they don't have
So
to be, and it has to be actual food, not
So there's this
Not little balls
contest
of
I've
shit.
seen.
not little balls of shit.
No,
Who are
no,
you
no,
picking?
Not little balls of shit.
Who
Which
are you?
person-
Who is the
which
person
has
who
to
is
try to
eating
eat
this?
Well, see, I know the B-man's affinity for heat, so he couldn't handle that.
Well,
I
then
know
maybe you
GE
want to pick that for him because you want him to be grossed out or not be able to eat it, right? Isn't that the
Yes.
okay?
Well, I'm a little bit nice and compassionate. I don't want to put him through hell. But if you want me to, Swan, I will. I'll pick the B-man.
Okay.
Hot pepper.
What
Eating
kind of
contest.
peppers? Like, well, I mean, that's not much of a contest. I'll eat one of them be done.
No,
Oh, that's it for me.
Hear me out. It's online where they start out with just small pepper and they work their way up. Sorry, they work their way up the Scoville
Well, right, but
chart.
but if if you can't eat it, you're not gonna be able to eat it.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
So, you know, after
I'm not good. I mean, if you started with like a mild pepper, like let's say they start on the heat spectrum. Like if you start at the lowest end of the heat spectrum, yeah, I can make it up part way. But yeah, I'm not going to make it very far, unfortunately. I do like peppers though. That's the thing. I really do enjoy peppers, but they're just too hot. I can't tolerate them.
Is your heat tolerance the pepper whatever the kind of pepper that comes in the Olive Garden salad? Is that about it for you?
No, I think I can do slightly hotter than that. But I do love peppers. I mean, I really do like them a lot.
What's your heat tolerance on peppers?
Not very
like
high.
Habanero?
It depends. I mean, sometimes jalapenos are extremely hot and I can't do them, and sometimes they're not too bad. So it varies, you know, obviously from pepper to pepper because, you know, they have different heat indexes, even though it's all jalapenos. Sometimes I can tolerate them pretty well. I like jalapenos. I just have a hard time eating them. But yeah, if you go hotter than a jalapeno, I will probably die. What was that one that I had to eat?
A habanero.
A habanero. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I had to eat a habanero and then do 5 minutes of comedy.
Wow.
And,
Where was
people
this
were
at?
crying. Yeah.
The thing about habaneros is not only are they hot, but they don't just taste well to begin with.
No, they don't taste good at all, and they are grainy, and you just can't swallow them. They just like stick inside your. Yeah, they're gross. They don't taste good.
It's a bad pepper texture.
No,
those aren't for flavor. That's for sure.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean jalapenos taste good.
I will say this though: the hotter the pepper, the more flavor it loses.
Oh well, you just can't pay attention. If there's any flavor, you don't know. You're dying a little bit inside. Like
I'll agree with that.
That's how I feel about any hot food. Like I really like a really good flavored food, but if it's too hot or if it's like that cumulative heat, like where it just gets hotter each time you taste it, you know, while you're eating it, you're like, fuck, this tastes good, but you can't eat it. It's like that stuff that when we used to that place in Paw Paw that had Lomo. Like that is delicious. It is so good, but I could only have like 4 bites of it because everybody after that was like, fuck, I'm dying, but it's so good.
And as the day cooks down and it gets more and more cooked down, it gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're pretty well hosed.
So good.
Yeah, it's good.
Before the former Monsters Lair co-host Tommy passed away, we had designs on doing a Carolina Reaper eating contest.
Jesus.
I'll do it with you, JD.
I'm almost kind of glad we didn't get to doing that because my I find as I get older, my tolerance for spice is starting to diminish.
That's a come to Jesus moment, Pepper.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still eat out the Spice Girls.
Especially ginger.
What ginger spice?
The white trashiest of all the Spice Girls.
Anyway, okay, yeah. So Pepper's a good choice. Pepper's a pretty good choice, but I would not make it very far. But I would not be disgusted to do it. Think more along the lines of what would make someone disgusted. Who wants to go next? Swan, I guess that makes you next. You can pick anybody you want.
I'll go with JD. I'm gonna give him kimchi.
Ooh.
He made a face.
He did make a face.
Kimchi eating kind of. Is it warm or is it cold?
Either one.
Is it spicy?
It's the smelliest kimchi that's like sat in the bucket of the real Korean.
Oh, they should bring it out in a bucket.
They do bring it. That's how they make it, in a bucket. And it sits in a bucket and it just smells so bad. Like you open the lid and you're like, ugh! And you can smell it with the lid on. But it tastes so good though.
I'm vomiting.
Do you follow that up with a kombucha?
I mean, no.
Oof.
I don't think I've ever drank kombucha, but I have eaten kimchi and I actually like it's good. But
how many plates of kimchi could JD down? To save face, JD, how many plates of kimchi are you throwing down?
1.5.
That's pretty impressive.
And then I'm projectile vomiting everywhere.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's enjoyable to eat. It's kind of like the peppers. It has to be semi-enjoyable, but it has to be.
You said whatever we wanted to make someone that.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking. I'm talking to myself. I'm like, it's still not enjoyable, but yeah.
Especially most competitive eating contests happen during summer, an outdoor environment.
Oh, and that smell of kimchi wafting up.
Oh,
Right next to the porta potties.
no.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not making it far.
Not even making it to the stage.
Okay, so JD, what you got?
Okay, so I was been thinking about this one. B-Man, a couple of weeks ago, I sent you an interesting video about food prep.
Yes, we talked about it when you were not on because you couldn't get on. And if you keep moving your
Yeah.
microphone like that, it's going to pick up every little sound. So stop fucking moving. Anyway, ironically,
So,
that
yeah.
did not make any sound.
I'm going cow vagina for B-Man.
Oh.
It still seems like it's too hot to eat, but I eat cow vagina. Yeah, I would lose. I don't think I could do it.
Especially if I have them improperly shave it.
Ah!
Oh, my.
Ew.
Oh. Yeah,
Now,
if it
where's
came
that
to you,
puking soundbite? That
Yeah.
should come in.
if it came to you with like a little triangle cut on it, like the cow was trying to look hot,
A little.
just his little tiny landing strip,
Nice
Wow.
landing strip.
trying to tempt the bulls in.
There you go.
Mrrr. What do you think about this pussy? Mrrr. Ugh.
Wow.
Ugh.
It's got your initials. carved
JD, I got to
into
head it to you. I didn't think that far out. That was really good.
As soon as he said, something that would not be ideal, that immediately popped into my head just because of how disturbed he was by receiving the video.
Oh yeah, that was disturbing. That was horrifying. It was terrible.
The funny part is you listened to it without the sound off and had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I thought it was some sort of sea creature. Like, what is that? Oh,
So are condiments allowed? Can you eat it with ketchup or something?
Ron, you got to watch the video. You don't need to put anything on
I
it.
feel like if you
It's
put
very well
ketchup
prepared.
on it, it's probably still nasty.
I have not seen the video.
Oh, the video is JD will send it to you. It's
Please do.
it's disgusting.
And if
All
you're
right, big
down
man,
for a
it's
Ron's
you.
challenge, we'll get you some.
I'm gonna pick Swan, and I'm gonna go with a snail eating competition. Cooked snails.
Escargot.
Escargot.
Interesting.
Can it have a lot of butter on it?
That's how they make it.
I know. So I'm probably
Butter
fine.
and garlic.
I don't really want to do it, but I think I could do it if it had a lot of butter on it.
Chewing on a rubber ball.
I wouldn't chew. I would just put it in and
Escargot is great.
You just put it in.
swallow.
You're just gonna put it in, swallow, and not think about it.
Exactly. Yep.
It's like Little Nicky, just let it slide down the back of your throat.
hmm
Ugh.
So you're not in for that one either, JD?
No, I
So-
don't do snails.
That's where I win. I'll just pick JD as my competitor.
Here's the question, though. You know how, snails, when they're crawling on the ground,
hmm
if you throw salt on them, they, turn into antimatter?
Yeah, I mean,
Just,
I don't
dissolve?
do that because I'm not evil. But yes.
I mean, I don't do that now either, but when I was a tormented little child, I used
God
to
is
do
a
that
snail.
quite a bit.
What if God's a mollusk?
Are you a tormented little adult now?
But the question is, when you're eating escargot, do you salt it? And if you do, what happens?
No, because I've had escargot and it already comes with a salted garlic butter.
Aren't these big snails? Aren't escargot big snails? And when they cook them down, obviously they're small because they lose water.
I
Makes
guess.
sense.
It's kind of like
Cooking a
mushrooms, right?
steak.
Like, when you cook a mushroom, it loses a ton of water.
Or if you make burgers, you
Well,
start
that's a
with
crime.
big patty and
Yeah,
then
that's why you have to make it twice as big. All right, last question. Last question is, now this is the disturbing question. Pick one
wow.
Well, now pick one disturbing non-food item, but what's something that they can ingest for their eating competition. It's a non-food item. We have to make it something that's won't kill them, but it is something that you could actually ingest. Like I might.
Mm.
who's going first?
I'll go first. So let's just set the stage here. I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Ron's.
Oh, fantastic. Let's hear it.
We're gonna go with old school paste that you get in kindergarten.
Oh, it's got that minty flavor to it. Yes.
I wouldn't know because I never ate it.
I feel like Ron still eats paste.
Still eats
leisure.
paste. Still inhales paint thinner. So Ron's, you're down with the paste. You're like, I will win this competition.
Yeah, I would.
Oh my God. He didn't even flinch. He's like, oh, is that supposed to be bad for you? Is that supposed to be a bad thing? This is no lie. This is the truth. This is so disgusting. Okay, so this one time. So we used to have these, a long time ago, they would put up, if you were on a range that didn't have the pop-up targets, they would have these big boards out there. So you had to prep the boards, and you would take the boards and you would put a paper target on the boards, but you had to use this paste. And you would have this, there was this big brush, like a paintbrush, and you would slather the board with that paste, and you would slap the paper on it, and they'd put it up for you to shoot it. Well, that paste usually was in, like, whatever they call it, the target shack or whatever, but it just sat out there for decades. It's not like they cover, like they ever replaced the paste. It was like the same paste for years and years and years. And so people would like piss in there and all kinds of other stuff because it's just stuff that you do. And then you had to stir it like a giant cauldron, and then you would slather the paste. And there was this dude who was in, I don't remember what platoon he was in. I can't remember which company this was when this happened, but his name was Doo-Doo. That was what everybody called him. Everybody called his last name was Brown, so everybody called him Doo-Doo. So his name was Doo-Doo Brown. And he would eat anything. He wouldn't even hesitate. He didn't even have to think about it. He would just eat anything. You're like, hey, we eat that urinal cake. I'll give you $1. And he'd just pick it up and eat it.
What the fuck?
And so we were in the shack, and so he's like, hey, Doo-Doo, eat that paste. And he just picked it up and he spat it out. He's like, man, that tastes terrible. And we're like, oh my God, dude, everybody pisses in that and everything.
Maybe he didn't have a sense of smell or something. Like he could just
Or a
In
sense of
every-
taste.
In every guy group, there's that one dude.
There's every guy group. There's a Doo-Doo Brown. Shout out to Doo-Doo. You know who you are. Everybody's got one. All right, well, that was my paste one. Apparently, Ron's is down with the paste, though. Well, since you successfully maneuvered that one, Ron's, you get to go next.
I would pick the Swan. Crayons.
Dude, that was mine. I was just gonna say that.
Swan, I didn't know you were in the Marines.
How many crayons? How many crayons?
You got to use the box that none of us were rich enough to get when we were kids.
The 96 pack.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I bought one with my own money that had like the pencil sharpener on the back, and I wouldn't let
all had a pencil
anyone.
sharpener on it.
No, they not like the
No,
little
they
box
didn't.
of crayons did not have a pencil sharpener.
Oh,
only
the
like,
big one, you
Yeah,
dumbass.
that's what I'm talking
exactly
about.
what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I was
You're
just
saying
telling
it
you,
as if they
I
didn't have it.
saved it.
They all had that on them.
the big box. Yeah, so
Yes,
I
that's
saved
what
my
I'm
money.
saying. JD?
Okay, shut the
That's
fuck
what I
up. I saved
Let
my
mom and
money.
let mom and dad fight it out.
I saved my money, and that box of crayons is probably still in the coffee can at my grandma's house. That was mine.
Pretty sure it's here.
No, it's not. I have another one here, a brand new box. Yeah. But how many crayons, Ron's?
We'll go with the 96 pack.
I'm not going to eat 96 crayons. I might eat like 4 just to
Well, there you go then.
She's gonna start with the black one.
the black.
I didn't
So my
ask
teeth
the
will-
bee
So my
man
teeth will be
How
like,
many jars of paste I'm going to eat? I didn't even ask the amount of
that's
paste.
your bad. I mean, you're eating a fucking gallon of paste, so have fun with that. Like your shit's going to be stuck together on the inside.
Hey, what did we say? No more shit jokes.
It wasn't shit. It was your insides. It was referring to your intestines, that kind of shit on the inside. Not shit.
Well, where does
Not
shit
poo
happen?
poo. Not poo poo.
All right, who's up?
JD, you're up since I got to think of a new
It's
one.
not
So I had an answer, but the one Ron's gave is a little bit too similar.
okay.
So I'm gonna change it up.
Who's
and
eating
I'm gonna
it?
say,
Yeah, you gotta pick who's eating it.
well, I'm not picking Ron's because he's eating paste,
Yeah, he's like down with it. He's like, that's cool. I like-
and I'm changing my answer to Play-Doh.
Oh, damn! I have a Play-Doh
Fuck,
story.
That was mine too. That was my next
So-
one. God, JD, Jace.
That's a little too close to paste, so I'm gonna say Beeve Man is gonna be eating some orange Play-Doh.
Okay, Play-Doh from my era or Play-Doh from today's era?
Play-Doh from my era, which would be the early 90s.
Early '90s. You were how old?
Trying to think of the exact age I was when I actually ate orange Play-Doh.
Was it salty? Like, did it taste salty back then?
Will you let him
absolutely.
answer the question?
Very high sodium content. I must have been 4.
You were
5.
4 in the early 90s.
Yeah, I was born in 88.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I was a freshman in high school. Okay. All right. Gotcha. I've got you now. Here's my Play-Doh story. So when I was a kid and I had Play-Doh, the only one time my parents got me something that I really, really, really wanted, they got me the Star Wars Play-Doh set.
Ooh.
Now, keep in mind, nothing you pressed in this kit looked anything like a Star Wars character except Yoda. Yoda made dope-ass little freaking Play-Doh characters. So that's when I used to play with Play-Doh all the time. And of course, I was like, I wonder what, being a fat kid, I was like, I wonder what Play-Doh tastes like. And so, yes, I did take a big old bite out of it. Not good. It's just like eating a bag of salt. Now, I did not eat it.
Oh.
I bit it. So orange Play-Doh. So I got to go with orange, eh? I will do it. I will go ahead and do it if I have water.
I have to commend everybody on their selections because these are all non-toxic items.
That was
That
part
was what
of
you said. It has to be edible and it's not going to hurt you. That was like a preference.
That is
to
kind of
all
what I
of it.
said.
Like
Well,
a
when he-
non-food
when
item
Big
that
Man
isn't going
said
to kill
what
you.
era of Play-Doh, right? There's the toxic and the non-toxic era.
Right. I'm pretty sure mine was the toxic era and JD's was not. Because don't they even say on them now, non-toxic?
They do
Yeah,
indeed.
they do.
Yeah. So
Okay, I got mine.
I wasn't aware you were going again.
Did I? I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go? Okay,
No.
you go then. You are the last one then.
I'm going to give it to JD again. Chapstick.
Tasty.
We talking Carmex? Are we talking?
You can choose. Like,
Oh, that's
a
not
whole-
fair.
That's not fair.
Really?
That's
you
not
can choose.
fair. You got to pick a brand.
And it's going to be flavored.
I'm gonna okay,
you gotta
fine.
pick a
We're gonna
brand
go with
and
the
the flavor.
regular black labeled chapstick brand.
Cherry flavored.
No,
Then.
Black Label has no
black.
flavor.
It's like their unscented,
It's
non-flavored.
petrolatum. It's just
Yeah.
petroleum tasting. Ugh.
Like the whole
You know what,
brand new
though?
tube for you.
It's small enough. I could get that thing down in one swallow.
No
Just
chewing.
let it run its course.
You only got to do one? That's not cool.
I mean,
How's that a competition?
okay,
Only
you
got
gotta
to do
eat
one?
a box of 12.
Well, they're the size of small crayons. So you did 4. So
Okay, then I guess
8?
4.
I could do it.
You could do it.
I'm up for that challenge.
I feel like Ron's wins. He's just going to keep eating paste. He probably has paste in the refrigerator upstairs.
you
Probably
found me
gonna
out.
be, aside from that time I ate orange Play-Doh, it's probably going to be the second weirdest dump I've ever had.
You know what? That habanero I ate for that comedy set, it never came out.
Still in there.
It's got to be still in there. I don't know what the hell happened to it. And that was a long time ago.
It's just part of you now.
I figured it was going to come out the next day. It did not. It's still in there. Biding its time.
It belongs to Bangkok now.
It was probably waiting for my hair to be removed.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it helped with your hair removal.
Hey, so I said this joke the other day. I said I was talking about not having any hair on my exhaust port area. And I said, you know how hard it is to get a bar of soap through that? I'm like, it's as hard as trying to push a baby through a chain link fence. People started laughing and then they were horrified. They're like, oh my God, why would I laugh at that? Oh, that's a good one. Anyway.
It's kind of like going back to Play-Doh. You know, the old meat grinder one?
Or the barbershop one where you squeeze it and their hair pops up and then you cut that off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The scissors.
They still sell that.
There were so many accessories for the Play-Doh set.
Mm-hmm. Wish I could find my Yoda.
Unless you're a dumb caveman kid like me, then you just ate it.
Like, why are we always buying young JD more Play-Doh?
So the way the story was retold to me, because obviously I'm too little to remember it firsthand, I was under the supervision of Dad, which obviously he didn't give a shit.
that.
And not only did I eat Play-Doh, I ate the entire tub of orange Play-Doh.
He wasted no time.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
went for broke.
My waist for the next following week was the same color as said Play-Doh.
Wonderful.
Nice.
And this is right around the same time I learned the lesson the hard way of why not to stick food up your nostrils.
Oh, no.
Because I got a hold of a Red Hot candy straight up there. And, yeah, they thought I was, like, bleeding from my brain to death. Because once it started melting, it just ran red, hot cinnamon flavored crap out of my nose.
And you're like running
Your
around.
sinuses, didn't it?
Yeah. He's running around
I
going,
was
"Ay, ay,
screaming
ay.
bloody murder.
No es bueno."
So all they saw was me running out of the room, red shit running down my face, screaming at the top of my lungs.
Like, why does
So,
it
yeah.
smell like cinnamon in
JD,
here?
you are an interesting person.
Hey, I learned things the hard way.
Oh, boy. Well, that's all right. At least you didn't have to have surgery like Swan's niece.
Yeah, my sister's kid took
What happened there?
she was probably, I don't know, 5 or so, that age, and took one of those plastic barrettes that go in your, like the kid's hair, that little shaped, and it was shaped like something. She stuffed it up her nose and it went back to like where her nose and her, like the inside of your mouth all meet together.
Ugh.
And they couldn't pull it back out because of the shape was stuck. So yeah, she had to go to
Ouch.
surgery for it.
Should have just pushed it through.
Into her mouth. Yeah. But I think I don't know. It didn't happen that way.
Wow.
That
Sounds
Not
just like
only
they wanted
did
another copay.
Probably.
be a panic moment, but that couldn't have been comfortable either.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, as long as it's not making your gag reflex happen, it's just up there. So it's not
Yeah, it
any
causes
different.
inflammation, though. It could shut everything.
Yeah.
It just causes a rapid inflammatory response where you can't breathe and you can't, and then you die.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Rough.
And we had to bring us all down, Swan.
You were the one who brought it up. On that note.
On that note,
Oh, well, what a fun conversation.
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you. All right. Well, I guess that's it for me then. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you, Cyprus, once again, for keeping us on your charts. Would be nice to get on in another country, but you know what? Just for that, I'm going to go and visit Cyprus.
Yeah,
Got to
Cyprus.
get a damn passport.
Tell your friends in other countries to listen.
Or
to.
not. Just make us number one in Cyprus.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Maybe there's billboards of it. We'll have billboards in Cyprus.
Oh, that'd
Yeah,
be so cool.
So-
Be
It's
fucking
gonna be a hell of a
sweet.
road trip.
Yeah.
I'd go to there.
You weren't invited.
Fuck you. Jesus.
All right, well, that's it for me, the Beeve Man. What have I got coming up? I've got a show this Friday, but so it won't matter. Is there anything else that I'm in? Oh, I'm in a show on June 15th as of right now at Up and Unders. It's a showcase show, so I'm in that. I don't know who else is in it, but as far as I know, I'm still in it. That's all I got going on, because I'll let Swan do the rest. But adios, mooch fuckos. I'm the Beeve Man.
And from the Swan, we have on June 1st, Saturday, June 1st, we have kickoff to Pride comedy show at the Crawl Space Comedy Theater in Kalamazoo, where there will be 5 LGBTQ plus comedians who will each have their straight man opener. And that should be pretty awesome. It'll be a great show. Come out and kick off Pride Month with us at Crawl Space on June 1st. And then we have, starting June 20th, every third Thursday at the Dormouse Theater in Kalamazoo, a Slap Your Tail comedy open mic. So if you want to come out to that, that's free. And their popcorn is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Popcorn is awesome. And if you want to look at getting a spot on there, you can email or contact the Beef Man at slaptailsquad@gmail.com.
Come for the popcorn, stay for the comedy.
Exactly.
Or come for the popcorn, buy more
Stay
popcorn.
for the popcorn.
It's
Buy more
delicious.
popcorn.
It's
Flavors delicious. Made right there. Yum.
I mean, as far as we
Delicious.
know.
It is made right there. It's Steven's recipe. It's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah. Shout out to Steven.
calm down.
So good. And that's it for me. Bye from the Swan.
JD, you're up.
like how he dictates.
Well, Ron's is always last
Yeah.
because he has to do his, thing.
The Ron's cast.
Oh no, I've had friends who've been fucked by priests.
Yeah. Whoa.
Shout out
we
to
all?
Gigi.
I have nothing personally to promote. I just want to say thanks for having me as a full-time member of the Slaptail squad going forward from this point on. Come out, see the shows. Stay tuned for some possible Fresno promoted shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the West Coast arm of the Slaptail Nation, shall we say?
Yeah. It's like
Slaptail salute.
yeah, it's like our nipple. It's like our right nipple. West Coast side.
Excellent.
Wait on you, Rons.
Oh, I thought JD had more. And from me, real quick, everybody that survived that tornado, thank you. It hit my building pretty hard. And so anything I had planned went south of that tornado. So nothing from me at this point. But the B-Man has some opportunities that looks great. So I might just talk to him about that. So from the Rons, stay sane, motherfuckers. It's a crazy world out there.
It was like an Alzheimer's induced.
JD can't even contain himself. You have to unmute him.
Some sort of an Alzheimer's induced.
JD's having a seizure over there.
What the fuck is he even talking about?